boys and girls, welcome to Goat Track Kazakhstan. We will be racing nothing but the finest of 1970s era Soviet Ladas and Henry USA, go buy some guns.
It's terrible.
With me, as always, is the professor of prestidigitation, Michael Magas.
It is I. And for those who actually are interested in what's actually going on, but you know what? You are welcome to go with Byron's narrative. This is Road America for the round 6th and the final round of the 3D Speed inaugural season. Champion-elect Mike Stofmeel on pole position. He's not actually won the title yet, but he kind of just has to finish the race, and he will be champion. Like that's the breakdown there.
Needs a race.
We do have some action going on for the Silver Cup that unfortunately will run into some problems here because Mike Jeffries, currently leading the Silver Cup Championship, I don't think he has a time posted yet, actually. Oh, there he is. He's in 8th place. It was battling with Nils Baukage specifically heading into this race, but also with Richard Higgs and an outside chance for Joe Racer and Johnny Major. But the main rivalry was with Baukage. Unfortunately, Nils is going to disconnect during the warm-up and is unable to rejoin. He had internet problems, which kind of made the Silver Cup battle a little bit of a moot point with his absence. So, starting grid, Mike Stofmeel will lead from Paul Riccobeni, Josiah Jerome, Simeon Naku, Joe Racer, Richard Higgs, Ariel Zatoni, Mike Jeffries, Nils Baukage, who has stated will lose connection. Newcomer Paul Hance, Guillermo Martinez, Javi P out qualifying.
It's your boy.
Michael Magas will start from P12. Wayne Hutchinson, Yevgeny Lazarenko. Not a good one from Yevgeny. Zoltan Kalmandi also back there. So we get ready for the warm-up here. Very good qualifying by Joe Racer. P5 on the grid. Very impressive.
That is pretty nice.
The JJ Motorsports team looking to complete their run to the Teams Championship. And they're in a good place to do it, because Josiah Jerome starting from P3 and Joe Racer starting from P5. That's going to be a pretty good chance that they can wrap this up here today.
No, I think the race is going to have to go on for another 7 or 8 more races after this.
I mean, I'm open to this idea.
Just give everybody, start giving
We
people,
are cheese people.
Indeed. The veritable cheese people of realness. I think you should, as the series goes on, you get less and less points for placements. To, like, near the end, it's literally half a point for first and very little else.
That would be absolute torture.
1/332nd of a point for 12th.
Terrible.
Might be funny. Somebody wins a big race early and then just coasts all the way.
I mean, that definitely would be the case if you constantly falling back point payout. But there is the man who will, in all likelihood, barring a lightning strike, take the title.
Well,
Mike Stofmeel.
You say that, but he is driving the Pikachu car.
He is driving a Ford Mustang, which can always get interesting. As he's coming up to, that is Dave Walsh, that he is moving through there here in the warm-up. Dave, I think, is starting dead last, so not a tremendously fast car, but he is actually, he's keeping Stofmeel from passing him, which was interesting. If you would like to join the next season of 3D Speed, we are doing the feedback forum now, so check it out on Discord with the ESR.
Make sure you vote for Macau and reverse Macau.
I will punch you down and fuck you with a fucking wrench.
Hey, what are you gonna do, Wing? Fucking chicken wing?
Yeah,
You're gonna lariat me with the other hand?
No. I'll hunt down everyone who votes for Macau. That's gonna happen. There's gonna be a rash of random deaths related to a wrench up the anus.
I don't fear your threats since you had that arm amputated due to the gangrene.
It's not amputated. It's just like
You can only swing one battle axe now.
True, true. All right, here we go. Riding with Simeon Neku, who is starting from 4th place in his Corvette, and they are off. And pretty good start by Dixon Hurst down towards the back. He's made up a couple spots already, so a good launch from the Ford GT driver. Yevgeny Lazarenko also moving forward in the order. And at the front of the pack, things are relatively... Oh, we got contact!
Little bump and grind.
There is a lot of cars dropping down the order, as clearly there was some carnage at turn 1. Didn't really get to see what happened there, but I can say that it looks like Nick Peterson, Mike Magas, Zoltan Kalmandi, Mike Jeffries,
and the coordination.
In the
Stofmeel watch. It's almost already 2 seconds lead.
Indeed, he has jumped out to a huge lead over Paul Riccobeni. He's not sticking with him in any way. Josiah Jerome in 3rd, and then it is Simeon Naku, right currently ahead of Joe Racer, Ariel Zatoni, Richard Higgs. Guillermo Martinez up in 8th place. Very nice. Paul Hansen, Yevgeny Lazarenko is your top 10. So Lazarenko making up for that lackluster qualifying by making up 5 spots on the opening lap.
I think at this point, he's going to have to arm the rest of the field in the hopes of like blowing out Stofmeel's tires before we get around the first corner.
Get some machine guns and some heat sinking missile.
Yep.
Actually, all we really need is a bunch of blue shell.
Them too. We should just turn this into instead of actual racing. I believe we should just be playing Twisted Metal 2. Awesome game. Especially when you found the cheat codes and you can unlock Minion. Oh, man.
Shout out to Javi P, running in 11th place.
Hell yeah. He's doing twice as good as Nicky Peterson.
Indeed, Nick Peterson had a rough, didn't seem to really suit this track all that well, to be honest. Running down in 22nd place, which makes me think he got caught up in the carnage at the start. In fact, I know he did, but he didn't qualify very well either. Ariel Zatoni, the KFC car, looking to grease the wheels of justice here against Joe Racer. Can he get down the inside for turn 1? The answer appears to be no. Joe Racer holds on for the time being. Richard Higgs in the background there. And there is Guillermo Martinez in the orange McLaren 6th place. Followed by fellow McLaren driver, Paul Hantz. Shout out to Paul Hantz, who's been a regular in our live commentary chat. So good to see him actually in the race for a change.
Doing the no handstands.
Indeed. Simeon Naku trying to get around the outside of, that is Josiah Jerome. So good battle going on there. Jerome is the person who can theoretically, mathematically win the title, but again, it will require significant things to occur.
Such as bubonic plague suddenly and firmly striking the top 2 guys.
Yes, that is an option. Richard Higgs running in 7th place. He had a really solid qualifying. Really, that looked like he had great pace. Top 10 are kind of pulling away from Javi P in the sort of strawberry ice cream car in the background.
Strawberry. Oh, yeah, not right.
And Simeon Naku still looking for a way past Josiah Jerome.
But I recommend the gas pedal and some steering.
That is how you would do it.
It's my recommendation. It's unofficial, not professional.
Looking towards the back of recovery drives, Mike Jeffries is up to 14th, so he's coming back through the grid. Simeon Naku looking to still get around Josiah Jerome, and he's got to drive down to the first corner. Josiah goes very defensive, and I don't think it's going to matter. I think Naku's got this. Very, very choppy. I'll have to review the video to see if the video is choppy or if just somehow the upload became choppy.
I think Simeon's just choppy.
Could be. I know that there was some high pings going on here. They recently did an update to the race room server, and I think it did not work as intended.
Or it just worked too good.
Well, they were trying to make it so that you would disconnect less easily by doubling the time that your connection had to basically fail for.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure it worked because number one, we had a relatively high number of disconnects leading up to the race. People had to reconnect to the server after losing their spot, and then we're also getting this like really choppy race coverage. And I recognized that actually when I was looking at the replay. So I was doing a video for the Academy this morning where I was breaking down kind of my race and this whole thing, what we were right, that kind of thing. That'll be uploaded shortly. And I noticed that the replay was choppy. So I'm wondering if the server update wasn't an update so much as a downgrade, or if the PC that we were using to host the server maybe was having some problems, which is always possible.
That sounds like correct.
So Simeon Naku still on the tail of Josiah Jerome, and he's now got Ariel Zatoni all over the back of him. So Zatoni is on the charge, and we know that he has a way of making overtakes. He's got that KFC power, and we'll find it there.
You go chicken grease his way all the way to the front.
Josiah getting a little close there with the Corvette of Simeon Naku. A little bump and grind for you there, Byron.
I like it.
Ariel's off the track.
You don't need to go that far outside, homie.
Yeah, and both the JJ cars are under attack, actually, because Richard Higgs is all over the back of Joe Racer. Guillermo Martinez up to 7th place. And now in the top 10, Javi B. Let's see. Looks like Ariel Zatoni is successfully rejoining in 11th position after his off-track excursion.
Notice that Juanito Mayor has made it all the way up from the back of the pack to the middle of the pack.
Indeed, up to 12th place on a very solid run. Josiah Jerome, Richard Higgs getting past Joe Racer there for 5th place. And Simeon Naku getting past Josiah Jerome. So that was really a bad section of corners for JJ Motorsports because both their cars losing position. This is playing into the hands of Mike Stofmeel and Paul Riccobetti, who are kind of vanishing into the distance.
Kick-off!
Also on a chart. It looks like we have lost Zoltan Kalmandi at some point. He's down there in 24th position and 2 laps down to Dixon Hurst. Not meaning to be any disrespectful to Mr. Hurst, but the chances of him lapping Zoltan Kalmandi twice in 2 laps is highly negligible. So I suspect the Hungarian resident driver has left the race at this point due to
Socioeconomic or political dissidence?
If I recall correctly, it was a broken gearbox, so whatever that would be.
Who does he think he is, Travis Wallace?
Broken gearbox in game, not in real life. Guillermo Martinez on the attack against Joe Racer. Go Guillermo! Having probably his best race of the season, actually. Up there in the 7th spot right now. Yeah, I was about to say Ariel Zatoni looking like he's going to overtake Javi P. And while I was explaining that, he did the job, although Javi P got back at him. So here we are, Javi P in the strawberry ice cream car versus KFC Power. Who will win? Which is more delicious to you, Byron?
It depends on what perhaps I might be into some more real cheese people than I would be either of those two.
Probably. I've never really been a big fan of the KFC chicken.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Their coating, yes. Their chicken, no.
Well, maybe we've had some good chickens.
In the meantime, it is Richard Higgs now up to 4th place, having displaced Josiah Jerome. So, Richard Higgs, JJ Motorsports Hunter. And then Javi P trying to get back at Mr. Ariel Zatoni. Not happening for the time being, and I do believe Ariel probably has the pace to somewhat leave him in the dust once he breaks the tone. We know that Ariel is probably a top 5 Stofmeel standings. A little bit of a position. In the background there was Joe Race, Mike Jeffries actually, who's gotten past Joe Racer, or Johnny Major. Johnny Major back down to 15th place. Cast first.
We'll be formed into one particular racer, and they will be known as Mike Jeffrey Racer.
Mike Jeffrey Racer. Yevgeny putting the pressure on the newcomer Paul Hantz. Can the Ukrainian get around it?
No.
Further back, Mike Magas and Nick Peterson's charges continue. They are now up to 16th and 17th after their first lap troubles. Higgs looking to get past Simeon Naku. Looks like Richard fancies himself a first podium of the season. He is definitely on the charge.
I would recommend continuing that charge. And then maybe he can take position of a Higgs
perhaps motivated by the fact that we are now teasing him that his son is a better racer than him.
Perhaps.
And I'm entirely certain I could say that Zoltan Kalmandi is out of the race because he's now 3 laps down to Dixon Hurst, who is dropping like a stone and might also be out of the race himself.
That seems likely. 2 minutes down seems like quite a difference.
Indeed. He will be lapped by John Beecher relatively shortly.
Especially because it only takes about 8 seconds to get around this entire lap.
Not at all. A good lap here will be about 8.
My God.
And I'm pretty sure only Mike Stofmeel. So Richard Higgs continues to put the pressure on Simeon Naku. The 2 JJ cars back there, and then Guillermo Martinez is hanging on, still 7th place. Would definitely like to give him a big shout out for what is definitely, I think, been driver of the day so far.
I say about that.
Back to number of people having really good runs. Javi P, still in 11th place, doing a great job. Richard Higgs, of course, having a great run here for 4th place. Mr. Rick Martell up in 14th, so he's having a pretty solid day.
Cha-cha.
Richard Higgs across the line, putting the pressure on Simeon Naku.
Definitely.
By the way, AEW won the ratings battle over NXT.
Yeah, I saw that. AEW got a 1.4 million, and NXT got less than 900,000.
It is 800K and change. Which is still a very respectable rating, as we said.
Mm-hmm.
But a very solid effort by AEW to open up the Wednesday night.
Pretty close to a SmackDown rating.
Mm-hmm. Yevgeny Lazarenko. Oh, 3 wide. Paul Hantz, Martinez, Lazarenko. Hantz has gotten past Martinez. And it looks like Martinez has held off Lazarenko, though. Shame that the camera left at that time. Fire that camera, man.
Word.
Josiah Jerome has caught back up on the battle for the podium spot here. It will not be enough to get him into the title picture, of course. And I don't believe he honestly believes that he has a chance at the title. It's one of those, mathematically alive, and that's really about it type of things. Because of Simeon Naku and Richard Higgs' battle, he has caught back up to this fight. And would probably love to get a podium here at the final round of the season.
So when you sneak into their house and clip all their wires. Be interesting.
Josiah Jerome, the youngest driver in the field anymore. At the tender age of 17, despite the heavily bass influence for him.
I saw a picture of him. I don't think he's 17. More like 7.
Shots fired. Higgs putting the pressure on. So who you got money on here, sir? Higgs or Naku or Jerome? Who you got taking that final podium?
Well, Naku usually doesn't give much spots, so unless he makes a big mistake, I think it's going to be what you see there.
All right, Byron's got Simeon Naku. I actually don't remember who takes this podium. So this will be Josiah. That is not what you want. That is not what you want right now. Soldering joints on the laptop. Dave Walsh having a pretty decent outing, actually, 19th place. So quick shout out to him. He was very struggling in practice and qualifying, so it's good to see him put up some decent content. Guillermo Martinez still ahead of Yevgeny. What is up with Yev? Just not able to cut through this McLaren traffic.
I think he just didn't take enough Colombian marching powder before the match.
Indeed. I'll tell you who did take enough Colombian marching powder. Donald Trump.
Why do you think he keeps that nice jaundiced glow?
Back to Richard Higgs, putting the pressure on Simeon Naku for that last podium position. The gap's further up. About 9 seconds between Stofmeel and Riccobeni. Riccobeni has about 11.5 seconds back to this battle, so pretty safe in their positions right now. Mike Jeffries picked up 11th spot over Javier Perez-Torres, so no spot for Jeffries, who is looking to confirm himself as Silver Cup champion.
Yeah.
Martinez continues to hold off Lazarenko and is in the slipstream of his brand mate. Trying to actually figure out, I think that's a 650S that Paul Hans is driving, but it might be a MP4 12C. This is the problem with the two McLaren cars. They don't look all that different.
I think they're both MP5s. Fully automatic. Collapsible stock.
Could go for me.
Low calorie.
Oh, I have not been looking at a nice burger and onion rings from Harvey's.
That sounds pretty good.
And had the last of my bacon and eggs this morning. Actually, I have some eggs left.
We should have had the first of the bacon and eggs.
So we'll be finishing off the eggs tomorrow for breakfast before heading to the airport. And then Saturday, sir. Are you excited? Are you hyped?
I am impumponated.
Yevgeny Lazarenko trying to go around the outside of turn 3. This could get interesting once again, but it looks like he is, for the time being, we got a Porsche sandwich with McLaren bread at the moment. As Lazarenko takes 8th position. Rick Martel, Johnny Major in a fight, and Johnny Major will take 14th off of the gentleman, Rick Martel.
Well, there's a problem. You let him go past. That's not supposed to happen.
It's not ideal. Anyway, sure. We are approaching 2/3 distance here. This is Guillermo Martinez we're riding with at the moment. From the Zlucci Carbones team. Which, of course, is himself and Zoltan Kanamandi. Zoltan are racing Porsche. It's a bit of a bummer. Oh, Guillermo! No!
Ding.
Canada corner bit the Spaniard hard there. Fun fact,
Like frostbite.
Fun fact, Canada corner is Canada corner because it is the closest corner on the track to the Canadian border.
Should they do that for all tracks?
Only the ones that are like kind of close to the border. Like this is kind of close.
Nope. Any corner of the track
and
towards Canada. No,
I'm going to point it out, but I'm hoping everyone is drinking because it's clear that Guillermo's lost the front end of his car.
Giggity.
He has rejoined behind Johnny Major for the time being in 13th position. So Yevgeny has gotten past Martinez and now has set his sights on... there is the damaged car of Guillermo as he's losing 13th spot to Rick Martel. So Martel is...
No public nudity.
And
Keep your top on.
the next one to try his luck will be Michael Magas, the one-armed driver for today, against Guillermo's highly damaged car.
It's about to get worse because Magas is going to put him in the wall.
I would never do such. And in all seriousness, there's no point in putting him in the wall with that much damage that he's got already.
No one will ever know. So much damage already.
Well, they'll know because I'm overtaking him right now.
Well, there you go. Now on the torpedo, Rick Martel.
Never. Would never do such.
Don't threaten people.
No. There are. I'm not saying I would never torpedo someone. I want to make that clear right now. Put that on the record. I have had my torpedo. I would never do such a thing to Rick Martel.
Have you been taking your antipsychotics then?
Maybe.
Oh, good.
Yevgeny putting the pressure on Paul Hantz for 7th place. Still Paul Hantz with a pretty solid debut going right now. There in the 7th spot. Not an ESR debut, mind you. He's an ESR veteran. But this is his first appearance in the Wednesday night 20 speeds.
No pants, Paul Hantz.
And he is desperately trying to break the toe of Yevgeny Lazarenko. It's just not going to really work. I've historically never really been a big fan of the whole weaving to try to break the toe. I think you actually probably end up slowing yourself down more than anything else.
Trying to figure out where the foot is on the car. So the toe is the smaller part of that.
Well, it definitely would be one of the wheels, I would say, would have to be the foot.
Perhaps.
For example, on a car, there is such a thing as toe in, which is the angle in which the wheels are actually pointing.
You gotta point both front tires directly in towards the engine, therefore you go faster.
There is some logic to that. And Yevgeny Lazarenko's putting the pressure on. It's there for 7th place. And they are being caught by Ariel Zatoni. So this, I think, before the end of it, will become a three-way fight. Ariel is within 2 seconds of this battle for 7th place at this moment.
Agreed.
And we know he is a very rapido driver.
Problem is that he is frequently on Quaaludes and then falls asleep.
Perhaps true.
Probably not, but I mean, it sounds funny.
It would explain some of Ariel's random lapses in judgment, in fairness. And there we are back at the battle for 7th place between Hantz and Lazarenko. There is Zatoni in the red, black, and white Audi. 9th position. Mike Jeffries rounding off the top 10 at the moment, doing a good job of trying to secure that Silver Cup title.
When are you going to have the Platinum Cup?
Next season, actually.
Oh, very nice.
Yevgeny getting very close to Paul Hantz heading into turn 1. Can he make the move happen around the outside? Hantz has gone defensive. I think that will be enough to hold the position there as he escorts Mr. Lazarenko towards the edge of the track.
Put him in the wall.
Richard Higgs still has been unable to get past Simeon Naku, and they have opened up a gap back to Josiah Jerome now of about 2 seconds. So your prediction looking very strong there, sir.
Well, I try and predict good, you know, we're going to try and do 110%, but you don't always succeed, and you end up having to regroup and redraw the thing, and then, you know, we're going to go out there and do it again next Sunday.
Sounds great. Mike Stofmeel now about 16 seconds ahead. Naku and Higgs are actually catching up to Paul Riccobeni a little bit, but they are still about 9 seconds behind him, so I don't think there's really a tremendous amount to play for there, but there might be. And Yevgeny Lazarenko definitely has something to play for here against Paul Hantz, but also against a charging Ariel Zatoni. Guillermo Martinez still running in 16th position despite the heavy damage to his car. Next to try his luck with him will be Leonard Burke, I do believe. Shown his basic black screen.
Black with another one of those black wrapping beats.
Black with a Q.
So you know it's serious.
Reminds me of a bit from Simpsons. He's a we're just freaky beatniks, man. We need to be cool like a Q, man.
Dang.
Flanders' parents.
I don't believe you. I don't think Flanders had parents.
He did. They were actually like beatnik freaks. Actually, kind of surprising.
Nah, not really. Everybody's got to rebel somehow.
They had the thing was that actually Flanders was very like violent and actually rebellious as a child, and then he was subjected to spanking therapy where he was basically spanked for like 365 days straight.
What the fuck?
That's why he is the way he is. Anyways, you have Evgeny Lazarenko going down the inside of turn 3. Gets the job done against Paul. I didn't know Paul Haynes was British. Paul gets it back, actually, on the switchback. So good job by Paul. Richard Higgs still putting the pressure on Simeon Naku. He's pretty much been putting the pressure on the whole race, but he has not managed to make the Corvette driver crack. Nor has he been able to get alongside him to really force the issue for this podium spot.
Well, it's probably because he's not pressing the gas pedal enough.
I suspect that is not the problem.
More gas pedal.
Mr. Leonard Burke has gotten past Guillermo Martinez further back, so Martinez's fall does continue. Ariel Zatoni now putting the pressure on Evgeny Lazarenko. His failed attempt at getting past Hans has cost him his into Canada corner. Argentine prevails against the Ukrainian and takes 8th position. I was totally waiting for one of the Canadian drivers to pull off a great overtake at Canada corner.
Well, I mean, you had that responsibility yourself.
I wouldn't say a lot. There are a number of Canadians in the field. We've got Richard Higgs, of course, who you're seeing right here. We got Michael Magas. We've got Rick Martel. We have... actually, that might be it. It might literally just be those 3. Oh, Wayne Hutchinson. Whoa! Contact between Tony and Lazarenko. That's may have thrown away a top 10 position there for Ariel because he's lost a spot to Mike Jeffries, and Wayne Hutchinson's coming on strong as well to take 10th spot. So Zatoni still appears not to have rejoined, but he does have a good cushion back to Johnny Major. He'll probably be able to retain 11th place, I would think.
You would think.
I would think, yes.
That's what I thought.
And down the final stretch here with less than 2 minutes to go. Mike Stofmeel leading from Rick Benny, Higgs, Jerome, Racer. So good run for the JJ guys. They're 5th and 6th place, trying to clinch that team's championship. Paul Hantz, Evgeny Lazarenko, Mike Jeffries, and Wayne Hutchinson is your top 10. A rare top 10 run from P45. Higgs still sniffing up the tailpipe of Simeon Naku, unable to find a way around him yet. And he is running out of time. I think we have 1 lap after this, due to the gap between Mike Stofmeel and the field. But time is running out for Canada's top man, Richard Hitt.
Well, then I would probably just put him in the wall.
This is one of those tracks where there are some walls where people can be put into. Richard looking down the inside of turn 1, but nothing on this time.
Should be a track where deer just randomly run across the track for no reason.
That probably has happened at some point, not gonna lie.
I guarantee you I've seen a clip here or there.
This track is in Elkhart Lake, which is very much rural country. Deer is a relatively common sighting. I actually remember I set up a customer for the company I was working for, in charge of their company. They're like, hey, we got this new customer, and I look at the address, I'm like, Elkhart Lake. I'm like, is it at the track? Because I'm pretty sure someone else there. It's Simeon Naku holding on for dear life here on what is definitively the last lap. Mike Stofmeel leading from Paul, Rick, and Benny. I suspect those two will finish first and second place. The third place is still very much up for grabs. Unless Paul runs out of gas again.
Can happen. That's it.
It has happened. Happened at Red Bull Ring. He ran out of gas.
Thanks, Red Bull.
Screwed our entire team, Paul. As Higgs continues to put the pressure on Naku. Can he get the job done? They've headed for the kink, heading towards Canada Corner, which you'd think would probably be his last real opportunity to get the overtake done, and doesn't look like he's going to. Mike Stofmeel has officially won the race. We have the checkered flag out. Sure, Rick Martel just picked up a spot there over Nick Peterson, who appeared to have had some kind of off. Has dropped to 15th position. And heading across the line, Simeon Naku still hanging on to take the final podium position ahead of Richard Higgs and championship contender Josiah Jerome, no longer a championship contender because Mike Stofmeel has your trophy. And Joe Racer going to finish in 6th place with Paul Hance, solid debut ahead of Yevgeny Lazarenko. Mike Jeffries coming home in 9th place. He will start on the front row for race 2, so that's going to help him in his chase to become silver champion. Nick Peterson trying to chase down Rick Martel here late in the race. Wayne Hutchinson will have pole for race 2. He is 10th ahead of Ariel Zatoni, Johnny Major, and Michael Magas. Rick Martel is still holding off Nick Peterson. Behind them it is Leonard Burke, Guillermo Martinez, Dave Walsh, Alfonso Chacon, and Tobias Howard still running.
Unfortunately, Nick Peterson in the strawberry ice cream car has melted in the sun.
Indeed. Well, it's more like chocolate in strawberry. He comes across the line in 15th position. We'll see if Dave Walsh can catch up to Guillermo Martinez here. Martinez, of course, heavily damaged, as you can see, missing pretty much the entire front end after a collision at Canada Corner. But it does look like he is going to hang on to 17th position ahead of David Walsh. Not a bad result for Walsh, who had a really struggling qualifying.
Agreed. Fastest lap goes to Tobias Howard. Oh, no, wait.
Mike Stofmeel.
Oh, yeah.
Was the only man in the 203. So we'll have the warm-up here for race number 2. So, Byron, you're going to be solo for a moment here. I got to do up a bolt that has come loose on my deck.
Oh, my God. I was wondering why it sounded like you kicked half of garbage can into the ground. Well, everybody, welcome to warm-up period. We will be transitioning soon back to a two-man booth. Meanwhile, I will blather inanely and make you all really, really uncomfortable. So, let's, how's the weather going on out there? Is it tasty or scrumtrolescent or various other words that I could make up? That's what I thought.
The weather is very scrumptious.
Indeed. You are now racing with the Light FM.
We are riding with Paul, Rick, and Benny, who finished 2nd place in race 1. We'll see if he can do one better here in race 2 as he tries to lead the Project Velocity crew to their team championship. Quite a ways back of JJ Motorsports at this point. Very solid 5th and 6th place effort in race 1 to the 2nd of Rick Benny and 13th Michael Magas. Simeon out on track. He had a well-earned podium in race 1.
Indeed. Actually, I had to fend off some shenanigans.
There were shenanigans and some mischief provided by Richard Higgs trying to get the podium. And we'll see who can prevail here in race number 2. And not to mention, Sargento, we are real cheese people.
Correct! If you were Russian, would you have to change your name to Igor Shenaniganov?
Unlikely, but possible. I like it. Sounds good. Oh, one of the JJ Motorsports cars there off the track in the sand.
Fight to the death!
All right. The grid is now forming up. And there you see Joe Racer and Josiah Jerome starting very close together. Always a bit nervous when you have teammates qualified that close together, because they can totally get caught up in the same accident very easily. It will be the green and black car of Wayne Hutchinson who leads away from the grid. Should be mentioned, we have lost Javier Perez Torres from the race. His internet connection failed him. And he is out, along with somebody else, but I don't recall 100% who it was. From race 1 is not great. Paul Hansman, not a great start there. Has lost some ground with the JJ guys. And Wayne Hutchinson also off to a pretty poor start there. It has allowed Mike Jeffries in the Mercedes AMG to take the lead.
Would you say that he has not enhanced his position?
I would say that he's not enhanced. I would say he is de-enhanced.
Whoa. You have been retro-enhanced.
Indeed. A little bit of shoving there between Simeon Niku and one of the JJ cars. Actually, I'd say both of the JJ cars and Simeon are getting just a little physical.
JJ Abrams?
Yevgeny Lazarenko running in second place. He is, of course, the master of reverse grid stuff because he is an incredibly robust defender. And if he can get the lead, he'll turn it into a win. So surprisingly,
time to go mobile.
Speaking of people who did not enhance their positions, Rick Martel fell back to 19th place off the start, so not a good start for Rick Martel.
It's alright, he's gonna strap on the mud tires and go off-road, he'll catch up.
Similarly, Guillermo Martinez down to 21st position. I do wonder if Mr. Martel and Mr. Martinez may have played to receive lows.
You ready for some animal trivia?
Sure.
Alright, you know what a no copy is? Alright, did you know?
We figured that out when it was one of the anonymous animals on the Google Docs.
Yeah, oh yeah, right, I remember that. I'm signing in as anonymous whatever. And like, what the fuck's a no copy? Of course, I knew already. So, you know what an okapi is. Did you know they're related to giraffes? That both giraffes and okapis both have 7 vertebrae in their neck?
Didn't know that, but thinking about it, it seems pretty likely.
I'm looking at a picture right now that shows it, and I was like, that's really fucked up. I would not want to be a giraffe.
No, the long neck of a giraffe is, generally speaking, a negative thing.
The vertebrae each are like a foot long or some shit. I don't know.
Mike Stofmeel looking to make short work of Mr. Joe Racer here down the straight line because that Mustang is a beast. And,
Pikachu go.
He is up into 7th position for the time being. In the meantime, Richard Higgs and Wayne Hutchinson squabbling over top Canadian honors there in 5th place. And Mike Stofmeel says, thank you very much. I'll just take this 6th place for you.
Fucking...
So the Mustang charge continued. So top 10 watch, just a quick countdown here. Jeffries, Lazarenko, Niku, Hutchinson, Stofmeel, Higgs, Racer, Riccobeni, and Hans were the top 10 in race 1. And for the time being, retained the top 10 status here in race number 2.
Is it true that if Josiah Jerome wins a race over Mike Stofmeel, he's going to start playing Return of the Mac full blast over Discord?
Yes. And if he doesn't, I will. actually was one of the best uses of Return of the Mac. I was watching a music video that was kind of like a compilation of the 1999 Formula 1 season.
Oh, yeah?
That was the season, famously, Michael Schumacher broke his leg at the British Grand Prix.
Oh.
So when he returned, it was like, it went from like Paul McCartney's Wings is Live and Let Die was the first song, France Ferdinand was in there for a bit. Like Stofmeel, by the way, getting past William Hutchinson there for 5th place. But when they got to the Malaysian Grand Prix, which was the race that Mr. Michael Schumacher returned, they put on Return of the Mac. Richard Higgs taking 6th place off of Wayne Hutchinson. So this lap has not been kind to Wayne. He's down to 7th place. And now has to contend with Paul Riccobene, who's got a run down the inside. Paul Riccobene there in the yellow and blue Audi, looking to make it 3 cars in 3 corners to make the move on Wayne Hutchinson's poor P45. And it doesn't look like he got the job. Oh, there we are. Just as I was saying, it didn't look like he got the job done. He got the job done.
Yo, I thought Wayne was supposed to be the toughest guy in Letterkenny. What's going on here?
He is the toughest guy in Letterkenny, but there are unfortunately guys who are not from Letterkenny here at the rest.
That sounds like quitter talk.
And at the front, Mike Jeffries is kind of turning into a little bit of a parade here. Mike Jeffries ahead of Lazarenko, Naku, and Jerome. We'll see who comes out on top in that battle. They might want to sort themselves out, because there's a guy in 5th place, and that guy in 5th place is closing, making up ground pretty consistently. Going to be a wolf in amongst the sheep shortly, I think, and that's Mike Stofmeel.
Return of the meal.
Further back, Richard Higgs, Riccobene. Riccobene's closing on Higgs. We'll see, I think, a battle between those two relatively shortly. Joe Racer, Paul Hansen. Wayne Hutchinson is down to 10th, having lost spots to Joe Racer and Paul Hansen now. A terrible lap for Wayne. I don't know how else to put it.
Perhaps he could use some enhancement time.
Indeed, that would be the case. Johnny Major passing Leonard Burke there for 13th position. So, unlucky 13 for Mr. Major. We'll see if that becomes lucky for him later on down the road.
Perhaps he's occupying the Andy Bladed spot. I haven't seen Andy on a bit. Andy not racing?
He tends to do the whole I'm offline thing on Discord. Yeah, he is taking it. Everyone gets it.
That seems totally fair. I mean, after me, there's not much more you can really try to strive to achieve in life.
That's true. It looks like, unfortunately, Zoltan Kalmandi might be out of the race again, so a 0-point outing for Mr. Zoltan in his invasion of Road America. People messed with the Zoltan, man, and it worked for them. I don't know what to say.
I think the Kalamata must have slipped on a pit and didn't make it out.
That's probably the case. You can see Mike Stofmeel coming on like a hungry predator as he catches up to the lead quartet here. Probably just going, barbershop.
Little known fact, quartet stands for 4 noggins in German.
Which one of you is Chief Wiggum there in the B Sharps, boys?
Shake on it, boy.
Casting my eye down the field to see if anyone's having a standout performance. And I'm going to shout out to Leonard Burke, actually. 14th place there for Mr. Burke. He's Academy/Silver Cup driver. He's pretty good out. Congratulations to him. A good race so far.
We got a couple of Maltese racers going on here, don't we? Not in this particular race, but in general.
Maltese in what way?
Well, I mean, from the Malta. Do we not have a couple of Maltese?
I don't think we have anyone from Malta. No.
Oh, I thought we did. Maybe like back in the day when the Zero racing was a thing.
I can't think of anybody, but I may be forgetting them.
Maybe I'm confusing that with Malta.
We do have Moldova. That is, of course, Mr. Niku.
Well, fair enough. It's like I just discovered this extinct animal thing thread and just clicked on the general hippopotamus genus after looking at the okapi bones, which are not extinct, hopefully won't be. And so in the hippopotamus family, we got like the Cretan dwarf hippopotamus, extinct. So on the island of Crete, they had hippopotami. Turns out there were all kinds of hippopotami in Europe at one point, and now extinct. Of course, we're hoping. The Sicilian hippopotamus, and the Maltese hippopotamus, and a Cyprus dwarf hippopotamus. So I think every country should just change their national animal to
I feel like throwing in the Dennis Hopper Sicilian speech from True.
No, not appropriate.
Not appropriate. Might get our video banned.
Mm-hmm.
I can, however, give the Christopher Walken. See, a punch in the face, that messes you up. Makes your eyes water. Makes it hard to think, hard to focus, and hard to concentrate. But I assure you, that is my best offer.
Also, several subspecies of hippopotami that lived up to 1,000 years ago, they estimate, lived in Madagascar.
Interesting.
Hippopotami.
We got a pretty good battle here in the top 5. Oh, contact! Simeon Niku and Yevgeny Lazarenko getting into it. Evasive. Josiah Jerome having to take some evasive action, and Mr. Mike Stofmeel is like, gentlemen, please, you don't have to get out of my way. I will happily do that myself. But Stofmeel up to 5th position, or 2nd position, and both Lazarenko and Niku are sporting some significant car damage that is going to make this last 4 minutes and change a bit difficult for them. Lazarenko down to 5th place behind Paul Riccobeni for the time being. Riccobeni, by the way, has finally gotten around Richard Higgs, so that's a good job by him. And we'll see if he moves Mr. Higgs is saying, thank you, Mr. Lazarenko. I will take that position.
Correct.
Yevgeny back to 5th. Simeon has dropped down to 10th place, losing 9th there to Ariel Zatoni. And I suspect we'll shortly lose the spot to Paul Hantz. Indeed, that is the case. Hantz up into the top 10.
He has enhanced his position.
He has.
I'm not going to stop with that joke, so anybody listening to this, you got at least 3 minutes and 30 seconds more of this.
Ariel Zatoni going down the inside of Wayne Hutchinson. He gets the job done there. You can see Simeon's car very damaged, although not giving up. He's taken the fight back to Paul Hansen. It's gotten the position back.
Bro, handy.
But he slides wide as, of course, the front end grip of that Corvette is probably...
Didn't exist in the first place.
Well, what existed in the first place is definitely not there anymore.
Oh, Corvette. Could you stop using giant fucking hunks of steel and get with the pogrom?
Stop Bill Watch. He is now, he can taste the win. He can taste the lead.
He go get in that ass. Pablito Ricardo Bongo is enhancing his position as well.
Indeed, putting the pressure on Josiah Jerome. Trying to take that top Audi on. And Ariel's Sony under pressure from Wayne Hutchinson. Keeps the pistol for now through the Canter corner. And on to the start-finish spray. It is Mustang versus AMG Mercedes.
If only it took him an extra lap and a half to get there, Jeffries would have won.
Yeah. But Stofmeel to the front.
He goes.
Tony, Hutchinson, Hantz, Niku's back down to 12th place, having lost a spot to Dick Peterson. And I am afraid to say that I think we will see Simeon lose more positions before he starts getting better.
That's very negative and possibly also realistic.
Lazarenko also on the drop. Joe Racer has taken 6th place off, and Zatoni should be through fairly shortly. Paul Riccobeni down the inside! And Pablito's got it! He's taking the podium off of Travis Walls' boy, Josiah Jerome. That might actually start having some racial implications at some point.
Well, I mean, twist my rubber arm.
We were using the terminology before we knew he was of that color.
Who is what color? So I don't see racer. All I see is racists. No, racers.
Racers is the answer to the question.
Yes, and chicken grease.
Yevgeny Lazarenko trying to hold up this train of cars. Oh God, Wayne Hutchinson cutting some grass there.
Cutting hay the other day.
Ariel is through. Paul Hance is through and putting pressure on Ariel. Nick Peterson in the background there as well. So can Paul Hance get back to 7th place ahead of Ariel Zatoni? Dixon Hurst has dropped way back. I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he is still running, but then again he is driving a Ford, so there's a certain level of found on roadside dead possibly.
And there's Fiat.
As Wayne Hutchinson and Nick Peterson will both displace Yevgeny Lazarenko from the top 10.
Who was it that did that? That's Richard Jenny did that joke. I can't remember what the premise, the lead up was, but the punchline is basically the whole thing. Fiat, fix it again, Tony.
And it looks like Hutchinson and Peterson are still very, very close together. It looks like Hutchinson has held 9th place for the time being. Oh, problems for Paul Hance. Paul Hance is running out of gas, I think.
Fuel enhancement.
He is out of the race, and Nick Peterson says, I will take the position for the guy running out of gas, and I will overtake Wayne Hutchinson, and suddenly I'm in 8th place.
I am not proud.
I will take that. Not really sure why we're looking at Alfonso Chacon. Doesn't appear to be racing anybody.
I'm not sure why I said it like that. It's like you can do anything else. Alfonso!
Chacon coming across the line in 19th place. Dixon Hurst coming across the line.
Alfonso the Chicane Chacon.
There's a battle going on for 10th place, and we're watching 20th finish. Like, no disrespect to you, Mr. Dixon Hurst. We've had some good battles, but this is not where the camera should be.
What do you mean there's a battle going on for 10th? Everybody's like, if 20th is finished, then 10th finished like 10 spots.
No. This is, you gotta remember, Dixon's down a lap. So, it's a bit of an interesting thing.
Right.
Like, he's a minute and 36 seconds behind Chacon.
I got you. I understand. I comprehend.
Looks like Mike Stofmeel is done. I don't know how far else it is, because you can see Wayne Hutchinson still racing against Nick Peterson, for example. I suspect the top 7 are now done.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the times don't just go to 0 when they're finished.
That would be good, yeah. Like, or even just like a checkered flag.
Yeah, just replace all that with just like a checkered bar, like a bar of checkered flag.
Yeah. Michael Magas taking 10th position, and Johnny Major at the line sneaks 11th place from Yevgeny Lazarenko's damaged car.
Yoink.
Rick Martel coming across the line in 15th spot. Good run by Leonard Burke, 14th. Good result for him.
Rick Martel.
And across the line goes Dave Walsh. Pretty good result for Dave Walsh, too, 16th. Guillermo Martinez, 17th. Bit of a disappointing round for him. He had the heavy damage in race 1 while he was running in the top 10 and just 17th here today. So, weak points haul. Tobias Howard still going, but there are your final results. Mike Stofmeel, winner, fastest lap. Mike Jeffries with a 2nd place. I believe that might be Mike Jeffries' best result of the season. Paul Riccobeni, Josiah Jerome, Richard Higgs, Joe Racer, Ariel Zatoni, Nick Peterson, Wayne Hutchinson, Mike Magas with probably the luckiest top 10 of all time. Paul Hance running out of gas and the accident between Naku and Lazarenko taking away several obstacles. Johnny Major 11th, Lazarenko and Naku get 12th and 13th despite the damage. Leonard Burke, Rick Martel, Dave Walsh, Guillermo Martinez, Tobias Howard, Alfonso Chacon, Dixon Hurst are your finishers. DNFs for Paul Hantz, John Picha, and Zoltan Kalmandi, and a DNS for Javier Perez Torres.
Let's see.
What'd you think of the race, Byron?
I thought it was very zoomy with some interesting contact choices and a few strange detours.
Indeed. So that is the 3D Speed Series season. Pending penalties, your champion is Mike Stofmeel. Silver Cup champion Mike Jeffries, and your team championship went to JJ Motorsports, aka Joe Racer and Josiah Jerome. Really, that's actually more like a triple J, but is what it is.
I believe he prefers to be known as Joseph Saya.
Yes.